Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Coming to you live from Brighton High School as we've got, a matchup for all matchups. Number 1, number 2 in 5A going head-to-head here on our Game of the Week as the Olympus Titans travel over to take on the Brighton Bengals. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Scott Kellner. Scott, the way that the early part of the year has gone on, only one loss between these two teams, and that came as Olympus lost out of state. We've got a great matchup coming up tonight.
Super excited for this matchup, Dane. Two of the best teams probably in the state. Olympus, very well-rounded, great goalkeeping, great face-offs going against Brighton, a very high-powered offensive team. Brighton scores 16 goals a game on average. Really looking forward to this.
We are underway. Brighton in the home whites and Olympus in the road blacks. This one we talked about. This is a heavyweight matchup. Is that one out? It will be Brighton possession. Scott, when you think about this game, what's maybe the key or what's the thing you're looking for early in this matchup?
Well, I think for Olympus, time of possession is going to be really important. Sometimes the best defense can be offense. So Olympus wants to possess the ball, try to control possessions. For Brighton, I think it's going to be getting going early. They have three really talented offensive players: Gabe Carrera, Donovan Wisner, Austin Taylor, three guys who want to keep an eye out for on Brighton. I want to see those guys getting going early.
Mason Frey, the starting goalie for Brighton, he's got a .736 save percentage coming into this one. Meanwhile, the starting goalie for Olympus is going to be number 0, Caleb Johnson, a .588 save percentage. We were talking before the game. I said this might come down to which goalie plays better.
Well, both teams, great goalies. It's really going to be a tough matchup. It's really anybody's game. It'll be fun to watch.
And this is not the way that Olympus would like to start, as we've got a 1-minute non-releasable penalty here on Olympus. Sam Smith called for the foul, and so Brighton will be man up here for a solid minute.
We'll get a good look here at Brighton's man up.
Want to remind you, the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we start it early, stop it late to keep it synced with the game clock here in the stadium. Brighton working this around. This is Anderson as they send back to X. Carrera, you mentioned him, Scott. He's a great scorer for these Brighton Bengals. They come back. That shot off target, backed up.
That was Carrera right there.
Yep. And that had some heat on it. You could see the zip.
Yeah, Brighton not afraid to shoot. They have really great shooters. Really great shooting team.
Carrera. See Olympus on the help there. They send up. That couldn't be handled by Wismer. He's able to keep it here with the Bengals. Carrera works back here to Austin Taylor. Taylor tried to send that up to the point. And boy, how about the aggressive play by Caleb Johnson, the goalie? This one loose. Johnson is out there trying to battle for it. Good kill here, though, as Olympus able to take care of the penalty, and we're back to even strength. Couple of shots, but none on goal for the Bengals on that man up. This is Anderson. This Brighton team lost in the semi last year. Turned so many players off that squad. Carrera. Dissecting right to the front of the cage, and that's shut down by Caleb Johnson. Good early play from the senior goalie.
And it was a good look down, too. Just a little bit of a low angle. Couldn't get it really on the cage. Ball was outside the cage. So Olympus is on the clear.
I know they don't score, but the crispness of Brighton's passing attack, you can see why this offense had such success. Boy, look at Johnson all the way up the field there.
Yeah, Brighton locking off everybody, not giving the goalie any easy outlets. Having to go across the midfield line, dump it down to the attack.
Here's Gilbert. First opportunity for Olympus to set up offensively. You mentioned it, Scott. Sometimes that offense can be your best defense. Very deliberate here are the Titans. Brighton 10-0 on the year, 2-0 in Region Play. Olympus 7-1 and 1-0 in Region 6. Over with Gilbert. We didn't talk much about the scoring for Olympus. Charlie Droich this year, 24 goals, 22 for Andrew Clayton. As this one lost, and Brighton trying to scoop up that ground ball, but they cannot. Kept here by Burbage.
Yeah, one of the things that stands out to me about this Olympus offense is how many guys can score. There's a lot of really great players. They really do a great job sharing the ball. It's really a team offense.
Here's Holtby being defended by Anderson. Holtby got a lane. That shot wide, and boy, I think Brighton was closest. Oh, it's going to stay here. The Brighton fans didn't love that. Burbage finds a little space right in the middle. Good save by Frey.
Great save by Frey. Great move to get in the middle of the field. Really high quality shot. Better goalkeeping.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for Olympus. Cummings was right in front of the cage, and Frey took it away. Here comes Brighton. Cole Murray. Excuse me, that might be 16, Thomas Hansen. Brighton bringing guys up. Anderson, is Carrera coming on? Gabe has it now. Here's Carrera. Oh, they left him just for a moment. And another nice save there by Johnson.
I think another really interesting, important thing is just how Olympus does on the ride. Olympus is a very strong riding team. If they can create extra opportunities on the ride, that'll be great for Olympus.
As you see again, Johnson. And that one jarred loose. A flag on the play here.
Offsides.
I like that strategy for Brighton, though. Right? I mean, you talked about you lock everyone up, you make the goalie come all that way up, and he's got to retreat. And if anything else, or if nothing else, that's going to wear him out, having to run up and down the field.
Yeah, and it's so tough when the goalie doesn't. I mean, that's exactly what we coach is. If nobody picks you up, you have to run it over the midfield line. But it does put the defense in, especially. I mean, fortunately, Olympus was able to maintain possession, but it puts the defense in a really tough spot if they turn the ball over. And Olympus on offense now.
That offside, a 30-second penalty there. This is a technical. As this backed up by the Titans. So first look at their man-up opportunity. Sent up. Thought about it. Over with Burbage. From X to the wing, that rising shot. I think hit. Couldn't tell if Frey got it or the crossbar, but it'll stay here. Gilbert taking that shot. That was deflected and gathered by Brighton as they're able to kill off the man down. And we got a timeout taken here. Timeout Brighton. Zeros as we've got 6 to go here in the opening quarter.
It's been an exciting, start to the first quarter. Gilbert broke his stick on that ride, so you can tell the physicality is up if people are breaking sticks.
It is up, and how about we talked about the offense of these two teams. The defenses have shown. Frey's had a nice save, and Johnson's had a couple nice saves in the early minutes here of this matchup.
It's been an exciting start to the first quarter. Both teams, I feel like, attacking fast and early. So far, it's living up to what we thought it would be.
We're going to take a quick timeout here. We'll be right back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented by Heidemann and Associates. Welcome back. Brighton possession coming out of the timeout. Just under 6 to go here. Opening quarter. Dane Stewart, Scott Kellner with you. Trying to free up a little lane there. Nice job by that Olympus D. Wismer. Oh, nice spin move, dissecting through. And that one, he did not get as much behind that as he would have liked as Johnson there. Speedy here by Tyler Tally Hedden. And here's a bit of a lane for Schlellendorf. The shot, and Frey with the save. Boy, he lost track of where that went. It dropped just wide, but Frey with two really impressive saves here.
Really impressive goalie play on both sides so far. That pass is thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, lost the bench. Thought he had a teammate over there and did not. So Olympus possession here. Talk about 1 versus 2, not just in 5A, but when you look at the respective, the RPIs in all of boys, we're going to get another offsides here. These are the 2 highest RPIs in the state as well. So not just 1, 2 in 5A, but 1, 2 according to the RPI across all of boys lacrosse. There was another offside. So Olympus here with possession. They'll play this out until a goal or a Brighton possession. Here's Clayton behind goal, one of the top scorers for the Titans. Feeding in front. That one couldn't be handled, and Brighton with the possession. Oh, and another flag coming in here. So this could be a big opportunity for the Titans. You got to feel for this one at midfield because the stick went flying on the check, and the player kind of looked over like, can I go get it? And I don't know that there was an answer, but he goes to get it, ends up being offside because of it. The official was there to throw the flag, and now the late one here back by the goal.
Well, it should be a good opportunity here for Olympus. They'll be 2-man down. They had 1-man-up opportunity already that they were not able to capitalize on. We'll see if they can get something going here.
Yeah, so this will be 2-man down for the Bengals. So the first is the 30-second technical on the offside. The other one is a cross-check 1-minute non-releasable. So Brighton here, 2-man up for 30 seconds, 1 man for another 30. I think I said Brighton. I meant Olympus up. Titans working this around. They'll send back out, wind up there, and Frey all over it. That guy's been a stone wall in the first 9 minutes.
This will be a tough clear for Brighton.
They do have Frey there in support. First penalty, winding down the long clear there. Finds its way through. Bengals with an opportunity here right in front, and the Bengals score the first goal of the game. What a look there from Gabe Carrera as the sophomore able to break through for Brighton.
The Olympus defender was ball side, which he should have been. Frey threw the sort of, we call those a Gilman. When there's basically nobody open, you kind of just try to dump it down in the corner. And Frey does a nice job getting it down to the attack. The Olympus defender wasn't really in position to corral the ball. Good, kudos to Brighton for taking advantage of the sort of unsettled situation, getting a really high-quality shot, and getting that one to go past Johnson.
And you got to love it. I was talking with Coach O'Donnell before the game. He said, look, we've been building for this year. This group has played together. It's the same system. Like, there's a lot of familiarity and comfort with what they do. And being man down and sensing that opportunity, you can just see the confidence they have. Great execution as the Bengals take the early lead here. And that shot was wide, backed up by Olympus.
That was Charlie Droich. Nice high bouncer. Just outside the cage.
Cutler gives this to Holtby. Holtby great on the faceoffs this year. He's an initiator on this play. He'll take the shot, and that was forced away by Frey. On the angle, Holtby coming around. Frey again. He's got to have, 5 saves in this first quarter?
Yeah, Frey is playing unbelievable. He's a lefty goalie, which is maybe a little bit different for some of these Olympus shooters. Used to sort of putting those shots away corner, off goalie hip.
Yeah.
A little bit different when the goalie's a lefty.
He's a big kid. Like, I was watching warm-ups. I'm like, that's a big goalie just in terms of his height, size. As we've got
failure to advance.
Yeah. So nice job by Olympus there.
You only have 20 seconds to get the ball over the midfield line after a save. So that was the reason for the turnover.
Gordon here for the Titans. Here's Clayton. Olympus has had good looks, Scott, in this first quarter. They've been able to generate opportunities, just haven't been able to finish. Oh, Clayton trying to look backdoor there to Droich. Oh, great play there by Charlie to keep it here. Gilbert.
Gilbert, one of those fun players to watch for Olympus, a converted defender, really athletic, very physical.
Jerem trying to feed right in front, out of the air, taken by the Bengals. This is Midah.
A lot of forces to the crease, I feel like, for Olympus. They're trying to feed inside a lot. I feel like a lot of the time the look isn't really there.
So how patient can you be with that, right? Because just playing ring around the rosy on the outside, I don't know if that works either. We've seen Frey tracking really well.
To me, it feels like Olympus is maybe trying to take a little bit too much air out of the ball, trying to play a little too cautiously, trying to play the time of possession game, not really attacking as much as we know that they can.
Okay.
That game against Northridge that they played, the last game that we covered together, Dane, Olympus was so good at attacking hard and early.
Yeah.
It feels like they're lacking a little bit of that so far, where Brighton, Olympus feels like they're on their heels and Brighton's on their toes.
That one rang off the pipe for the Bengals. They maintain it here. Bouncer that, boy, was tracked well by Johnson, but it drew iron again. Olympus trying to get a bit of a run here. It's captured by Salinas. Wismer to Carrera, gave the shot, and that was, boy, I couldn't tell if Johnson got a piece of that. Looked like he might have. Boy, Brighton relentless offensively. Salinas coming around. That one not clear off the attempt.
6.8 seconds left here in the quarter.
Can get another good look here. Can the Bengals? And this one, right as the horn was going, that'll do it. First quarter complete. 1-0. Brighton with the lead thanks to Gabe Carrera as the Bengals off to a good start here at home. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week presented by Heidemann and Associates on the Rewind Sports Network. Start of the second. Not as high scoring as I thought it would have been, but as entertaining. Been a great battle. Olympus here winning the face-off to start this second quarter. And now we see them settle in here as they bring their offensive personnel up. Here's Holtby. Scott, this is where this Olympus team might be a little different than some of the teams in years past. You think about the Rossies. I mean, they've had some real premier scorers. And this is a team that can score, but I think there's more balance to this team. You don't have like the A player was like, oh, just get to him and he'll go find it, right? There's a bounce shot. That's just wide.
But I like what Olympus did coming out to start the second quarter. They spun the ball around. Everybody got a touch. You get a nice high dodge by Gilbert. Drew the slide there.
Trying to get that up with Holtby. That skip off target. They say deflected. So that will keep it here with the Titans. Here's Gilbert. Trying to get that edge. Gilbert, the shot and the goal. Olympus with the answer. Jaron Gilbert starts top side, able to get the angle and beats Frey.
And we were talking about how it's different as a shooter when you're playing a left-handed goalie. That time, Gilbert does a great job going down the right side, puts it high left away from Frey's stick. Really great move by Gilbert and great shot placement.
That's a great call out. When we were between quarters, you said, I didn't even realize he was a lefty for a little bit. And as a player, you got to change that mindset of how you attack, where you try to paint the goal.
Right.
Scott, you were all over that. And yeah, Gilbert recognizing that here to start the second. Tied up at 1. Another face-off win here for the Titans as a ground ball gathered. And now Olympus looking to work this up. Little bit of room here. Sam Smith coming in, long pull, and that bounces high, backed up.
Smitty, one of those senior leaders for the Olympus Titans team. Both teams are very senior heavy. Brighton and Olympus, both a lot of seniors.
Room again here. They were trying to go left side again, and Frey able to get a piece of that. They work this back. Clayton. Boy, Brighton is big, aren't they?
Big, strong, and fast.
Yep. Here's Wixom. Thought about it. Works to GLE here. I think this is the patience that Olympus wants, right? You're not forcing anything. You're still aggressive, and if the opportunity's there, you can take it. But it's not everything kind of extended as this one lost, and Brighton now with it in the middle. Here comes Carrera. Carrera with the windup and the goal. Second goal of the game for Gabe Carrera.
That's what Brighton does. I mean, they have great shooters, really talented shooters. Carrera was at 15 yards. And just great shot placement, gets that one to go past Johnson. There's frankly there's nothing you can do on defense. You can't expect your goalie to save a shot like that all the time. Great shot by Carrera.
And one of those, I'm sure Coach Merrill being like, we had the possession, right? We turned it over, unforced. And Olympus goes down, or Brighton goes down. Carrera, their top scorer, finishes off the face-off, and that one saved by Johnson. That's a feeling good, trying to gain momentum type play there. Played behind. Oh, Frey. Just takes that away, and now Hansen working on the clear. That poked away. Oh, and a flag going to come in here. So Brighton going to go man up here as...
I think it's on Cummings.
Yeah. Cross check, yeah.
You're supposed to have your hands, you're not allowed to have your hands as wide as the stick. Your hands should be inside your shoulders whenever you hit anybody. So whenever your hands are towards the end of the stick and you're just hitting with the stick, that'll be called a cross check.
So man up here for Brighton, leading 2-1. Had a man-up opportunity in the first. Unable to score. Second chance here. Reese sending that up with Anderson. A little bit of a lane there. Brighton staying with it. Worked around. Good pursuit there by Smith. That deflected out of the air, kept here. Nice job there by Reese. Coming back, right in front. Oh, man. Johnson, very athletic there to take that away.
And it was a good move, but a better save by Johnson. Olympus on the clear.
And the time served. Back to even strength. Schlendorf running, and that one deflected. Good pursuit there. Good stick work by the Bengals. Gordon. Clayton with it. 7 to go here in the first half. These two teams amongst the 4 undefeated in the early part of region play. Looking left side, a shot, and that kept here by the Titans. Gilbert was there. Excuse me, that was Cummings. Burbage works back to Gordon. Gordon gets around, looking for the shot, saved away and backed up.
It's a good move by Gordon to get inside there. You got to get these high-quality looks on Frey. You're not going to get it done on the outside, so good move by Gordon there.
Holtby. Good slide there. I think that was Salmon coming over for the Bengals. Back up to the point. Olympus going to bring Gilbert on, has the lone Olympus goal. Jerem, the windup. And that one, I think, saved by Frey again. Good battle here. And we're going to get a call here, loose ball push, yeah. Great physicality between these two, huh?
Both teams are very physical, very athletic, strong, well coached.
Holtby coming around. That's good stick-to-itiveness. 5-hole taken away by Frey. Love the placement there. It's just great tracking.
Yeah, Frey has been unbelievable so far.
Brighton working this up. Carrera. Both Brighton goals tonight from the sophomore. Back to Taylor. Reese. Olympus more aggressive here defensively. Reese from X coming around, eyes up. Sends up, wind up, and Johnson that time able to make a nice save on Wismer. I don't know that Wismer got the velocity there that he wanted. Olympus won't apologize. Is Johnson bringing this across the middle? Still with it.
Yeah, timeout.
Got a timeout. That's a good timeout taken by Olympus.
Yeah, the goalie had no outlets.
Yep.
You could tell he was in trouble, pretty far away from the goal.
Well, and the moment that check comes, it's like, oh, we are one stumble away, right?
Yep.
Good timeout. Timeout Olympus. 2-1. Brighton with the lead. Welcome back. Scott, this game feeling like it's starting to settle in a little bit here in the second quarter.
I feel like both teams maybe had some nerves at the beginning. I mean, this is definitely a high-stakes matchup. Could be a preview of the 5A state championship. So both teams definitely know it's high stakes. And I agree with you, Dan. I feel like they're settling in a little bit.
It was one of the things talking with Coach Merrill. He said, usually I got to get our guys up. He's like, this one, I got to get them locked in. I got to kind of bring them down a little bit because they are amped up for this. You talk about how much is on this game, 1-2, obviously in the region, and been region rivals for years and a lot of sports. And so there's a lot on this. And you kind of felt like early on, I don't want to say frantic, but up and down and physical and big plays. And it feels like now kind of teams finding their rhythm. Nice move. The wind up. That is wide. Backed up here. Clayton. Worked over with Holtby. Weston, good little juke there. That shot didn't make its way through.
Good ground ball, though.
Olympus, when they get it in the offensive end, boy, their backups, their coverage has been really, really strong. Here's Cutler. Inside of 2.5 to go in the half. Olympus going to bring up Gilbert once again. They'll roll it back to him. 2 to go. Long extended possession from the Titans as that shot deflected, backed up again.
Gilbert just so physical with his dodging. Just bulls right into the Brighton defender, gets his hands free, and gets the shot off.
He doesn't shy away from contact.
It's that defensive background.
Yeah, coming in play there, huh?
Yeah.
Gilbert. Coming around that screen, back up. A little bit of a lane. Good help coming. There's a space, but that's just wide.
That was a good shot by Holtby. Just need to put that on Cage.
This has been like 2.5 minutes with possession as they give it up there.
Yeah, illegal screen.
And we've got a timeout taken here by Brighton as we've got 1:07 left. And Coach O'Donnell knowing, hey, we got possession, minute to go in the half, chance to make it a multi-goal lead. Going to take the timeout here to get organized. If you are Brighton in this moment, you've seen them, Scott, this first half. Where are you looking for this to go or to end up?
Well, I think a little bit. I mean, one of both goals so far have been by Gabe Carrera. One of them was in transition. One of them was in settled offense. I mean, I think you look to feed the hot hand. I mean, Gabe Carrera has been a great shooter. I try to get him on maybe on that left side. Try to get a good dodge. Get Carrera off ball maybe. I try to draw something up for Carrera.
I don't want to make this overly dramatic. How big would a 2-goal lead be in this one? We've seen these teams go back and forth. We know they both have a lot of offensive proficiency to them. How big is 2 goals?
I mean, it feels like a lot. Goals seem like they're going to be hard to come by this game between the great goalie play on both sides. And so I think going into halftime, you just want to try to build that momentum, something that can carry into halftime. If you can score here late in the first half, go into halftime with a little bit of momentum, I'm sure that'll give the Brighton locker room a lot of confidence.
We're talking about both these two teams in Region 6. So tough this year with obviously Brighton and Olympus, Park City in that region. Highland's been off to a great start. East has looked strong in the early going. This region, it's not for the faint of heart. You better bring it every night in Region 6. Brighton here to start. This will be Salinas to engage as we're inside the final minute.
Carrera's over on the left wing.
Selena sends up. A shot there and a goal. Going top side, it's James Anderson with his first goal of the game, and it is 3-1.
Again, just very, very characteristic of Brighton. Just these great shooters. Just so hard to defend. Anderson just down the right side. I mean, nothing you can really do defensively. Just a great shot and gets it to go past Johnson.
Unofficially the 14th goal of the season for James Anderson, the senior. Able to make it 3-1 Bengals. On the face-off. Brighton able to scoop it up. Oh, taken away. What stick work by Smith.
Smithy, just that savvy senior LSM.
And a timeout taken here by Olympus, their last of the half. Titans with an opportunity here to try to get back to within one. They'll have it when we come back. Final 30 seconds of the half. Here's Burbage. As good as Brighton offense has been known, their defense has been impressive here today.
Very impressive.
Here's Gilbert. Got a little space there. Takes the shot and Frey's on it. The long pass. Brighton looking for a little more. And they won't get a shot away. That'll do it. First half complete. 3-1. The Bengals showing why they are undefeated here on the season, leading Olympus 3-1 at the break. Welcome back. Start of the second half. Dean Stewart, Scott Kellner. Scott, what jumped out to you about that first half? Brighton leading Olympus 3-1.
Well, I think surprised a little bit by the scoreboard, Dan. It's a low-scoring game. These are two high-powered offenses, but I think a little bit of what we were talking about during the break is just these teams haven't really been very tested so far this season. So coming into a very competitive game, defenses are playing well, goalies are playing well, and I think I'm really just surprised about the lack of scoring thus far.
Yeah, it has been the defensive that really flexed their muscle. A great look there for Holtby. Missed it just wide. Mason Frey, if you didn't know how good this young man was, you do after tonight. He has been spectacular for Brighton in cage. And really this whole defense, they've been strong in front of him, but when Olympus has gotten shots away, Mason has been able to stand up and make stops. Here's Gilbert. Did you see that help coming? Holtby, little lane. He'll take the shot. That's wide.
Great opportunity for Holtby. Got to put that on cage.
It's worked over. Cutler gives to Clayton. Right in front. One of the things we were talking about, Scott, at half was there was a lot of individuality. Good ball movement, looking backside, and Olympus gets a goal from Cole Cummings.
Yeah, Cummings, the lefty, just really great back cut down that far side pipe. Great find there, too, by Olympus to find him cutting there. Good finish, gets that to go past Frey.
Yeah, we talked about how big a 2-goal lead felt. You get a goal in the first minute.
Yeah.
Gives your team so much confidence. Hey, we're in this, right? It's not over.
It's not over. Yeah, still a lot of time to play. Goals have been hard to come by, but I'm sure that gives the Olympus offense a lot more confidence.
Yeah, yep. Another face-off win. That has been in Olympus's favor as Smith lost his footing there, and Brighton coming well, I thought they were, but it's kept here by Droich. And if this game were scored by time of possession, this would be lopsided for Olympus.
Yeah, Olympus doing a good job controlling the possession. It just hasn't translated into anything on offense.
Well, in some respects, I think the shots have not been. Oh boy, one that sneaks past Frey. Look out, Cole Cummings has put the Olympus offense on his back. Back-to-back goals for the senior.
And that's what we were talking about, Dan. We want to see that Olympus attack that we saw against Fremont. Attack often and early, and don't be afraid of trying to control the possession as much.
Well, what I was trying to say was, Olympus was, I don't know, right? It felt like they were so intent on having possession that the shots were almost secondary in that first half. And when they did make shots, Brighton's defense and Frey stopped them. And you see in the second half a couple of real quick shots. As here's Brighton looking for a quick shot. That stick, I think, got deflected, and a good chase there by Brighton will keep it here. So first offensive opportunity for the Bengals in this second half. Brighton having tied it up real quickly. Here's Zach Anderson for the Bengals. Salinas has Luke Reese. That pass off the target of Salinas, but scooped up here by Austin Taylor, the junior. Sends to Anderson. Good job working around that screen there by Peterson. Taylor. Gives with Wismer. Back to Austin. Good work there by Smith.
Olympus is in his zone.
A little grounder, and that one's smothered by Johnson. We kind of talked about that at half. If we wondered if we'd see some of that in the second half, and it worked there. Brought across by Hedden. He's got some space. Going to take the shot, and Frey with the save. Good dig there. Here's Murray. Kept here by Carrera. Here's Salinas. Boy, good play there by Gilbert. You talk about his defensive skills on display. Coming around. That's a tough angle. Good crowd on hand tonight here for both sides. Brighton and Olympus both showing up for this region matchup.
We even got a food truck here, Dane.
I know. We've also got a duck call. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but oh, tough shot just over the crossbar there. Creative look from Salinas, backed up. Sent back to Carrera. Oh, there you go. Very similar to what they tried to do just a moment ago, but this time Salinas able to put it on cage and score.
Brighton doing a great job. Salinas taking Gilbert behind the cage. It's always such a tough matchup. Shorty on shorty behind the goal. Salinas doing a great job just shooting over the top of Gilbert. Johnson's still in cage, right? Yeah, just gets that one to go past Johnson. It was good defense by Gilbert, but a better shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. To the face-off. And Brighton That's swiped away. Droich
Ooh.
checked inside, and that one came up high.
Should be a flag.
Yeah, bodies all over here. As the one check came up high, and I think Smith might have come in to try to take care of things a little bit, and then bodies traded back and forth as we get the call.
I think it was a push with possession. I can't remember who was pushed, but Olympus had the ball and they got pushed in the back.
I think it was Droich.
Yeah.
Yeah, check there, the call. And so 1 minute, man up for Olympus. An opportunity to draw back even.
Olympus unsuccessful on their man-up opportunities so far today.
Yep.
A good man-up team should score about 40-50% of the time, so Olympus is due on this one.
Back up, Gilbert, wind up. That shot was wide, good back up there. "20 seconds into the man up. Gilbert thought about it. Over to Cummings. About 20 seconds left. Step up. Boy, good aggressive play up top by Salmon on this man down. Clayton. Extra pass. And the shot taken away by Frey.
It was a good look. Weston Holpe with the shot. Olympus ran a nice wheel. Bounced over the cage.
And with that, back to even. Gilbert trying to take advantage. Saved by Frey. The follow-up couldn't be possessed. And now Brighton looking to clear with Miles Peter. That's the Frey we saw in that first half. A couple real nice saves. This one given up in the middle.
Good ride by Olympus.
Burbage settling this in with Clayton now. Here's Gilbert. Skipped over Burbage. Finds a little lane and scores. Boy, that one looked like it maybe jumped on Frey a little quickly, and Olympus able to tie it up.
Burbage, great move to roll inside and increase his angle. Nice high bounce shot. So tough when you bounce that ball out in front of the crease. It ended up bouncing high corner on Frey. Great shot by Burbage. And I like the attack from Olympus.
Yeah. It does feel more purposeful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On the face-off, and it's Burley. We saw him against Fremont. He owned face-offs, and he's been strong here today against Brighton. As Brighton able to take this away. Here's Peter, a lot of room.
Nice.
Taken away. I got a push here. It's going to stay with Olympus. You're starting to hear that Olympus bench be a little more noisy as well, right? Good stick check there. Here's Cutler. Giving back here with Wixom. Gives up Jonas the shot, and that one bounces off target, backed up. Clayton. Brighton has done a really nice job against the top scorers for Olympus. Kept here by Gordon.
It was a great ground ball by Gordon.
Droich and Clayton, neither have scored today for the Titans. This is Clayton. A little bit of space. No, that taken away. I think that was Peter. Still has it. Sending up GLE here for Wismer. Taylor coming up for the Bengals. He's got it. Taylor fed right in front. I don't know if Johnson realized someone was coming from X, but it's Salinas with his second goal of the game.
Yeah, Salinas just sneaking around the crease. Sneaking out around the crease. Lost his defender. Nice move there by Salinas to get open and gets that one to go past Johnson.
Brighton retaking the lead here, just inside of 2 to go in the third quarter. Burley able to gain the possession. Wixom tracking. Trying to keep that in. Could not. Brighton possession. Peter with it. A timeout taken here by Brighton.
It's a good timeout.
Yeah. 90 seconds left here. Timeout, Bengals. We'll be back. Brighton possession. Have not trailed tonight. The Bengals have not. Have led or been tied for the duration of the game. Trying to get back to a 2-goal lead would match the largest they've had. Taylor bringing near side as Brighton continuing to work this around the perimeter. Wismer back up top as we hit 60 seconds left in the third. Anderson. Looks like Brighton content to take time off. At what point do you get in the offense, Scott?
I think probably once you get inside of 30 seconds, you got to start dodging.
Here's Taylor, 35 to go. Gives over, wind up in that riser. Sails high, backed up here. Boy, and Salinas took a shot. Was trying to set up a screen there. He'll come off here for Brighton. Anderson came on for him.
Back in their zone.
It's been effective in this third. A wind up there, Taylor.
Ooh.
Oh, that scored. Wow,
Yeah.
I missed that one. Austin Taylor with the goal for Brighton.
It was just great shot placement. It was off hip on Johnson.
With 9 seconds left, Taylor scoring his first of the game, 21st of the year. That goal was so good, I didn't even see it.
It was, did a nice job just sort of coming off the dodge. And again, just great shot placement on Johnson.
6-4 the advantage for the Bengals. A face-off win by Burley. Looking up. Cummings trying to feed right in front, and that'll do it. Third quarter complete. 6-4, the lead for the Bengals in this Region 6 showdown. Start of the fourth quarter here at Brighton High School. The Bengals leading the Titans 6-4. Dane Stewart, Scott Kellner. What a battle we've had tonight. Austin Taylor, the goal with 9 seconds left to give it a 2-goal lead as we enter the fourth and final frame.
This will be a big face-off for Olympus. Adric Burley's done a great job at the face-off X so far for Olympus. He wins the clamp.
Good help there coming in by Anderson. Brighton with the possession. The lone matchup between these two this game tonight. Of course, they both still have Park City on their respective schedules. A little bit of a run up. Little fake. Carrera. Oh boy, had a lane. I'm surprised he didn't take that shot. There's a shot. That's wide, backed up here. Here's Reese. Reese trying to work on Schlendorf. Fed in front, and that one couldn't be possessed. Smith trying to clear. Little underhanded shovel up ahead with Peterson. Here's Droich. Sends across. Open look, and Olympus with the goal.
Nice.
That's the transition we've become accustomed to seeing from Olympus.
Yep. You got to push the ball. You got to push the ball sometimes. Try to create opportunities in transition. It's especially important when you're down 2 in the fourth quarter. Olympus does a nice job of capitalizing on that one.
Cummings again.
His third. Cummings playing really well.
He is. Has 14 goals coming into this one. We're talking about Droich and Clayton Brighton's done a great job not giving them looks. Olympus has needed Cole Cummings tonight, and he's delivered. Another face-off win here for Burley. Here's Gilbert. Cutler. Cummings back with Clayton. Little substitution here for the Titans. Burbage coming up. Thought about it. Has a step, Burbage. That bounce shot backed up by the Titans. Cummings trying to feed that in front. Disrupted by Tate Hales. Nice idea there for Olympus.
Yeah. They got to ride hard. They got to
Gotta get it
the
up.
clock here.
A hard check. Oh,
Oh.
a flag coming in here. And then a late flag on the other side of the field as well.
Can't afford big penalties at this stage of the game.
Yeah. That's when you could come in and just take a whack at the stick and try to jar it loose, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea, trying to be sneaky and hope player doesn't see you coming, but the
We'll see
other end
what the
here is going to
foul
be the
is.
second one. That'll be the one
Yeah.
of interest.
Okay.
So we've got a technical on Olympus and then a 1 minute unnecessary on Brighton. So we'll be even strength for 30 seconds
Right.
and then man up for the Titans for 30 seconds.
Right. I didn't see the unnecessary on Brighton, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't either. After the check, there was a little congregation on the far side and the official on the far side threw it, but I didn't see it either.
Yeah. I was worried it was going to be like unsportsmanlike on Cummings for talking back to the ref or something.
Ah. They ended up calling a push with possession was the call on Cummings.
Right.
Scott, do you kind of hold here and wait to be man up for 30 seconds?
Yeah, I would. It's playing 5-on-5 is great. You have a lot more space to dodge, but you might as well try to just kill those first 30 seconds and run your man up play in the next 30.
Well, and if you were, 5-on-5 for a minute, you maybe go, but
Yeah,
you run the risk if you lose possession, then you
Right.
lose the man up, right?
right.
Here's Cummings. He's back. So Olympus back to even strength. Burbage thought about it, gives to Gilbert. Time ticking away. And I believe we're, well, that's saved by Frey. I was going to say back to even strength. Frey taking it away. This one's still in the air. Brighton able to gather with Madaw.
Nice ride by Olympus.
Olympus has been really physical in the middle of the field, quick, and they've been tough to advance through. Cummings is bringing it back up. Has a step. Cummings, little lane, bounce shot, and that's saved away by Frey.
The shooting for Olympus has been a little disappointing. I feel like a lot of not putting a ton of shots on cage. That one for Cummings, uncharacteristic to bounce that over the cage.
Here's Holtby. Approaching the middle point here of this fourth quarter. Giving off.
Nice.
Oh, top side. It's Cummings once again. His fourth goal of the game has tied it up at 6.
Yeah, just a great sort of look down to Cummings. Sort of drew the adjacent slide. Cummings was wide open, stepped into the lane. Just nice catch, turn and shoot. Gets that one to go past Frey. Sort of the riser. I saw he dropped his stick. Frey kind of went down and then he finished high. It was a nice shot by Cummings. Making up for his last one.
This is a big game for Cummings, right?
Yeah,
We talked
big
about,
game.
and even talked with Coach O'Donnell before the game. He said, look, they've got 2 really great scorers. We want to take them away and see if we can make other players beat us. And it has been Cummings who has had to be that guy for Olympus today, and he stood up as Brighton with the possession. Here's some room. Salmon. And that Giving up. Olympus on the push. Here comes Smith. Sends over. Good ball movement. That one lost. Clayton was so anxious to get a shot. He hasn't had one and couldn't stay on it. Brighton coming the other way with Salinas. Now Taylor.
There's a flag down.
Oh, yeah, far side.
I don't think it's offsides. I'm not sure what it is.
Sent over.
Olympus in their zone again.
The shot there, that was wide. And now we'll get the call. Offside the call.
It was offsides.
So 32nd man-up opportunity for the Bengals. Chance to retake the lead here inside of 5 to go. Taylor works back. That shot scores. A rip shot from Carrera. Back on the scoring sheet, his third of the game.
Carrera, just great shot placement. I mean, really just the shooting from Brighton. That's probably one of the biggest differences in this game is I feel like Brighton's shooting, they're putting shots on cage, they're hitting corners, they're taking high-quality shots, great angles. To Olympus so far, I feel like not hitting the cage that much. And then when they do, Frey's been making great saves. And so it's been tough.
I'll tell you this. Brighton has scorers, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you watch it, and it's just like Carrera's been great today. His procedure here on the Bengals. We've seen Salinas make some great shots. Taylor had the crafty goal. Here's Holtby. Holtby. Works out to Cummings. Now to Clayton. Sent back behind. Holtby trying to keep his feet, works around, flags coming in. And now we'll get the call, and it will be Olympus going on the advantage here.
Yeah, hold. Yeah.
30-second technical here. Right now, it's a man-up goal difference for Brighton. See if the Titans can answer.
Not a lot of success on man up so far today, though, for the Titans.
Correct. Burbage with the shot. Ooh. That hit off the post. Got a loose ball push here. Be Brighton possession.
You got to ride hard.
A good look for Burbage.
Yeah.
And Brighton can kill off this man down.
Oof. Timeout.
Yep. Timeout taken here by the Bengals. Timeout. Coach O'Donnell and the Bengals holding on to a 1-goal lead. 3 to go. 7-6. Brighton leading Olympus. Been a great battle. We knew it would be. 1 versus 2 has lived up to it.
Brighton's still man down. Now they're all even.
Yeah. So they kill it off. An important kill for the Bengals. Played back behind goal. Coming around, Salinas. Well, you could tell he was feeling, just seeing if he could get enough of a lane for that shot.
They're locking off Carrera.
It's probably a good call, right? Salinas coming around, and that one, we've got a crease violation. Yeah.
Oh, Carrera checks it loose.
Oh, what a play. Showing he's got more than just scoring, hitting his game. Brighton back on the possession here as we approach 2 to go. Reese coming around, the shot and the save by Johnson. Maybe his most important save of the game. Oh man, a freight train in Luke Reese. We did have a whistle. We had a timeout taken by Coach Merrill. He saw that coming. Timeout Olympus, 1:49 to go in regulation. Welcome back, 7-6. Olympus possession.
I'm actually not totally clear on the rule here, Dane, when if there's a timeout, if they still have 20 seconds to clear the ball. It'll be interesting to see how much time they have.
Oh boy, that one lost. Couldn't keep his footing, and Brighton back on the possession. Zach Anderson coming away with it. When you could see Olympus felt, I don't want to say desperation to get across the line, but couldn't maintain speed successfully. And now Brighton, with 1:20 left, Olympus scurrying around, trying to get that back. That poked away by Smith. It'll stay here.
So when you're up with 2 minutes left, they do have to keep it in the box. So Brighton has to keep it inside the restraining box. Otherwise, it'll be a turnover. Olympus has pulled the goalie.
Yeah. Boy, interesting. Pressure here by Olympus, all of it behind the goals. We're inside the final minute. Trying to jar that loose from Carrera. Could not. Gets it to Salinas. Do you score here, or are you content to just possession's more important than the goal?
Yeah, I think possession's more important. I mean, I'm just really impressed with Brighton's ability to handle the pressure from Olympus, and now there's a flag down.
Yeah. This was kept as James Anderson came sailing in to catch it inside the final 30. A flag on the field, so even if Olympus gets possession, they'll go man down. The Brighton students chanting here as we're inside the final 15. Possession still being held by Anderson. 10 to go. And Olympus knowing this probably not going to happen as another flag will come in and we will get stoppage there with 1.5 seconds left. The Brighton Bengals storming the field, but it's not over yet. And by the way, the bench all flocked to one guy. Probably going to be our player of the game when it's all said and done, but we've got another second and a half for that to happen as we get the calls here. Scott, impressive game tonight for both these two teams.
Really, I think the player of the game to me, Dane, was really Frey.
Yeah.
The goalkeeping by Frey was just Mason was a force at the start of the game. Sort of went a little bit quiet there in the third and fourth quarter when Olympus made a comeback, but he made some great saves late. That really impressive clear that we were talking about late in the game to give Brighton, one of their last possessions. And then really impressive, just Brighton's ability to handle the pressure here in the last 2 minutes. Olympus pulled their goalie and just really doing that 2-minute drill in the box. Just super impressive play by Brighton all around.
Great game. 7-6. I mean, a tight battle for Olympus. They'll fall to 1-1 in region, 7-2 on the year. But this could very well be a matchup we see in a semifinal or a championship between these two, as one remains undefeated and gets the win over two. Scott, your selection of our player of the game?
Oh, I think it's got to be Mason Frey.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mason Frey. Definitely just great saves, great clears, great outlet passes. Was just a force all game.
He had a .735 save percentage coming into this one. That's legit. He was great in that first half. Really set the tone for that Brighton D to stymie this Olympus offense. 7-6, your final score. Brighton with the win over Olympus. We want to thank you for joining us here on our Game of the Week. For Tino Psyche, Scott Kellner, my name is Dane Stewart. We want to remind you we'll have games the rest of the way, as well as interviews and podcasts, all sorts of content coming your way as we take you all the way to state championships right here on KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody.